Hello and welcome. Today we want to look a little bit at the formatting of the text and how to make, very important, how to make some figures in LaTeX and how to include them. Okay, I downloaded some two figures and now I make a new file, a new folder called pic, and I will move these pictures into this folder. Yes, it's called pic. Okay, so they are in this folder and I open the project, make it a little bit bigger. And at first we need a new file, a new document, new LaTeX document, and we save it as, and it's called Abbildungen, so figures, Codierung, coding UTF-8, and save. Okay, in the master document we have to include this, so include Abbildungen. And now if you look at the index, we see abbildungen.tag on our new file. It's included. Okay, now to make some figures, we at first we make a new section called Abbildungen. And if you want to include a figure, click on this button called Graphic, or just click Ctrl Alt and G, these buttons. If you click on this, a new window opens, and then in this window we browse a little bit and go to the pic folder and select picture. Okay, now we can make the caption. We call it Der Bücherwurm. It's German, of course. Der Bücherwurm von Karl Spitzweg. And then we can select the scaling of this. And scaling 100% means it has a full text size. As you see, there's text bright, it means text size. So we can select, okay, this is the original size. We can select 50%, 100%, whatever you select. And now I select 50%. Then we have some other options, like horizontally scaling or centering, then like a rolling figure. It means LaTeX chooses normally the best position in the compiling process, and then in position we can select where it should be, so that LaTeX just don't take any place in the document. Okay, we click on OK and look at the command. Okay, click on OK. And now we have the command. And as you see, of course, begin and end, begin figure, end figure. Then you have in this box HTBP. It means at first it should be in this order. It should be here, the figure. If it's not here in the position, it should be on top of the page. Then on B, on bottom of the page, or at least on P on the same page, so that the figure is not on page 12, whereas your text is on page 3 or whatever. And so LaTeX chooses the best position, and of course it should be here in the first place. Okay, let's look at the other commands. Yes, we can delete this, of course. Okay, we have centering. That means, of course, yes, it's centered in the middle of the text. Include graphics, the command with the width of 50%, 0.5 of the text width, and then we have our picture path, pic bücherwurm.jpg. It's a file, the folder and the file. The caption, and we have the label, so we can make a reference to it later in the text or wherever. Okay, so but still, we cannot include figures. As you see, when I click now on compile, you see there are 3 errors are occurring. So there's still a problem. The program doesn't now include graphics. So same procedure as last time. We need a new package for the includes graphics command. We write use package and graphics like the last time. A new command, a new package, and now if we click on compile, wait a second, it needs of course some time, and then okay, it's ready. And now if we look at the PDF, scroll down a little bit, we can see there below the section Abbildungen, we see the figure, the picture together with the caption. Okay, now let's close the PDF, and now I want to show you something else and how to make a reference in the text to our figure. Okay, so at first I write some random German text. Der Bücherwurm ist eines der bekanntesten Motive des Malers. So the bookworm is one of the most famous motifs of the Munich painter Karl Spitzweg. Dot, and now we make a reference. So what we have to write at first is something like Abbildung or figure. That's not necessary, but normally you do this in a text. And then our command \ref for reference, and we type in the label of our document, of our figure. So fig : Bücherwurm. Okay. This is the label of the figure. And then after or before ref, we make a little tilde sign. This means we get some space in between. Okay, let's compile this. No warnings. Look at this. Okay, and we see it's set correctly. We see Abbildung 1. Okay, so let's make another figure. We click on Abbildung einfügen. We know we take the Socrates image. We make the scaling a little bit smaller, bigger, 100%. I write the caption. Death of Socrates, der Tote Socrates in German. Make some options in the position. We make here and on the top of the page, like the one below, H and T. Save it and compile. And now we have 3 errors. Okay, we have to close it first. Again, some warnings. Okay, let's do this again. And now let's look at the PDF. And you see we have the picture of the death of Socrates, full size, but the old one is moved downwards to the next page, and yes, that's not very good. So because LaTeX doesn't have enough space on this page, so it puts it down to the next page. To prevent this, we have to change the scale, make it to 50%. And okay, now let's write some new random text that we can make a reference. Okay, Socrates disobeyed a process and death. And we make again ref, fig, and Socrates. Save it and compile it. We have to close it first, of course, sorry. Compile it again. And now let's look on the PDF. And no, yes, of course. Now we have both of the images on the same page. It's of course smaller, and we see number 1 here, and then in this figure number 2. So as you see, the enumeration of the figures is set completely automatically. You don't have to think about it any time. This makes LaTeX automatically. So I forgot here Abbildung and tilde, so that we don't have just the number. Okay, so I want to show you some new formatting options, and I want to show you how to make footnotes in the text. Therefore, we use the Wikipedia website of Socrates, and we want to make a hyperlink to this website, to this Wikipedia article. Therefore, we click on the button footnote on the command. It makes the new command footnote in the document, and it means in the document later in the PDF a small number will occur after the word Tod, death, and down on the bottom we have the hyperlink. So we type in the hyperlink into the command, save it and compile it. And let's look at the PDF after compiling. Okay, and then there we see a small number, the number 1, or first footnote after Tod, after death. And on the bottom we see, yes, the hyperlink to the Wikipedia website, as it should be. Okay. Okay, so the next step. If you write a thesis in the university, you always have some words that you will use very often, like the title of the thesis, like the name of a often used author, and or whatever, some words you need very often. So we want to make some abbreviation commands, and so we have to define our own commands. For this we make a new file, a new document, call it definitions, Definitionen, change the coding, and of course save it in the right place. Click on save and use the command new command, and then we have 2 brackets, and the first one we have to type in the abbreviation, and we use KKK, and this is for the German word Kreuzkorrelationskoeffizient. This means in English cross correlation coefficient, but it doesn't matter. It's just a very long word you don't want to type in all the time by hand. We save it, of course, and again we have to include it in our master file. So type in include definitions, save it, and go back to our Abbildung.text document and write some German text. Der KKK hat hiermit nichts zu tun. The cross-correlation coefficient doesn't have to do with this. Dot. Click on compile, look at it, and then in the text you see from the KKK the command works, and we have Kreuzkorrelationskoeffizient, but we have no space between this word and the next word hat. So what we have to do here is also include the tilde sign here. Okay, now let's after close and compile this, compile it again, and okay, as you see here, now we have a space in between these 2 words. So if you use a command, always a new command like this, always use the tilde sign to make some space. Of course, you can use everything with new command, maybe your matriculation number, some abbreviations, or other often used words. Just use your fantasy. Here, for example, I use, for example, in Germany, it means zum Beispiel, so ZB, and Now with tilde and dots, normally you would use this and would type this in always. So to make it easier, we use this new command. And now if I type in ZB, you see in our document, in our generated document, you see the result, and it's way easier to do this. But now we have a problem. As you see, the references are not set correctly. We have 4 warnings here. So what we do is close it and compile it again. Sometimes this occur, and yes, if we look now at this, the numbers are set correctly. The references are correct. Okay. I will show you something else. Another command, for example, to put everything on the next page, you can use backslash new page if you have to put it on the next page some content or some pictures, some figures. Just use this and always. Okay, let's look in this. You see our image is missing and it's put on the next page. Okay, I'll delete this. And now go to document class. There are other options in the document class. For example, when we type in square brackets, if you want to change the paper format, square brackets, and put in A4 paper for DIN A4 paper size. Then there are other possibilities. For example, if you want that text is wrapped around the figures, you have to use another package. In this case, use package pickens. So I type just in backslash use package pickens. Okay, we go to Abbildungen. And now I make some other random text. I just copy this and paste it several times. And now in between this text, I want to put the figure so it's like the text floats around this figure. It's wrapped around this figure. So we use pick caption, the command backslash pick caption. And in these brackets, I type in the caption. So, death of Sokrates, der Tod des Sokrates. And then parpic, backslash parpic, R. And in this command, the other command, in the brackets, include graphics. You know this command, include graphics. In square brackets with the command R. No, sorry, at first the width. It's 3 centimeters on the paper. And now, like the last time, the file path. With pics backslash socrates.jpg. But of course, if you have another file, use this file name. So let's save this, compile this. Okay, we have an error. Just let me look at this. Oh, of course, the ordner, the folder name is not pics, it's pic. So just change the path name. So let's compile this again. Let us look on the PDF. And now you can see here, yes, the text is wrapped around this. It has a size of 3 centimeters. If you would print it out on A4 paper. Let's make a new page so you can see this better. Okay, new page. Compile this again. And you see now the figure is floated around by the text, by our text. Okay, this was just a small example. Normally you don't use this, but if you have to do this really, if you want to use it, okay, you know the way now. Okay, so what I've shown you today um, was how to include figures, how to set the several options, what are there for options to include figures. Then I showed you how to use new commands for abbreviations or often used words, how to make these definitions. And okay, that was enough for today. So thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and see you next time.